I would also like to welcome Shri H.V. Kiran, who is a member of Shri Satya Sai Seva organization and currently serves as a District Education Coordinator, Bangalore South District. Thank you.
Thank you for that kind introduction. And a very good afternoon. So how do you want to start this? So, unlike some of the other sessions you might have attended, we'll start it very differently. Okay? Ready? Next 5 minutes, you have to ask me questions. Anything you want to know about me. Okay? And it should go rapid fire, one after the other, just as many of you as possible. Just keep shooting. Whatever you want to know about me. 61. Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. Oh, very exciting. Enough to live. What's there in a number? Oh, my number 9686400633. Sorry. Quick. Yes. 2. Serving people. No. I studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Malleshwaram, 18th Cross. I think so far it's been good because it's the first time I came to this college and I spent a couple of hours with the other batchmates of yours. So I'm still getting to know. Sorry? Brand of microwave, LG. To cut a long story short, I wanted to do something much more meaningful than what I was doing, which is to serve. That's what I love. 14 years back.
You're teaching Vedas, sir?
That's right. It's online as well as at the Samiti in JP Nagar. Sorry? No. That is not the Vedas. That is about the Vahinis. Vedas is, we talk about the Yajurveda mainly. The Rudram, Purusha Suktam and... Oh, lovely. Anything else you want to know? It's learning how to chant the Vedas and also the meaning of the Vedas. Because it's not complete until we actually practice the meaning, the learning. Just learning is a good start point, but not the end point. Anything else? Done? Okay, great. Then let's get cracking. So before I get going on this, I just want to share a small story. You like stories? Yeah? Okay. All of you had lunch? All of you know how to sleep with your eyes open? Okay. So there was this small kid who was sitting in his grandfather's lap. You know, grandparents love telling stories and grandkids like listening to stories and saying. So he was explaining, see, within each one of us, there are 2 dogs inside us. Huh? Dog? Eh? One of them is a very good dog. And the other is a bad dog, obviously. And these 2 dogs are constantly fighting with each other. These 2 dogs, the good dog and the bad dog, are constantly fighting with each other. Then this kid gets curious. Hey, Tata, which dog will win? ಯಾವ್ದು ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತೆ? Any guesses? Bad dog? Good dog? Bad dog? Cat? Out of syllabus. Any other answer? Whichever has the more willpower to win. Wow. This is a very different answer. Excellent. What's your name? Chinmay. Let's give her a hand. What Tata tells that kid is the dog which you feed the most. The dog which you feed the most. So if you feed the bad dog will win. If you feed the good dog, ad gelutte. So in whose hand is it? Which dog wins? In our hand. And that's what hope is all about. Positive energy. It's in each one of our hands to spread positive energy in this world. There's so much, there is negativity, there is positivity. Ultimately, which wins depends on how much of negativity is there and how much of positivity is there. Right? So, let us together explore this. How can we build positive energy in this world? Okay? Ready? Great. I heard there are AI students here. Right? Can you put your hands up? Whoever is in AI? Great. Oh, lovely. Lot of them. So, what are the first things that come to your mind when you hear the word AI? Dependency. Then Chat GPT. Then others can also answer, not necessarily. Robos. Okay. What else? Carbon emission. Wow. She's talking of the huge crunching power which these data centers need. Capability of thinking or on our own. Capability or incapability? Incapacity. We become less and less capable. Okay. What else? Intelligence we create. What is the biggest challenge with respect to AI?
Ethics.
Ah, sir. Ethics. Here. And that word good is determined by Kiran sir. So ethics is the biggest thing, because AI is only a tool. How you use it will determine whether it's being used for benefit of society or to harm someone or something, right? And what will determine whether it is used for benefit of society is how much of positive energy is there in this world. If the value systems are declining, it will end up falling in the wrong hands. If the value systems are going up, then it will likely be used for the benefit of society at large. And so, it is up to us on how do we ensure there's a huge amount of positive energy so that we can ensure this is used in the right way. So why, if you look at the world today, there's so much of crisis everywhere, at all levels. If there is an exam tomorrow, there's a crisis in your mind, right? But these are very tiny compared to, let's say, the war between Iran and Israel, Ukraine and Russia, Pakistan and Afghanistan. So many things, so many crises happening at different levels all over the place. And this crisis brings in a lot of emotions. What kind of emotions come out of a crisis? Anger, fear, despair, anxiety, frustration. Wow. Obviously, these are stuff which no one is looking forward to, right? Anyone here who's looking forward to when will I become frustrated? Hey, I want to be anxious here. I want to be. Very unlikely, right? So, what that leads to is all these things. On the other hand, you also have situations where it's okay to do something wrong, not just okay, you're actually felicitated. So you find people who are out on bail come in big processions with garlands and this on rooftop of some open jeep, and they're being felicitated. That means it's no longer bad to do bad things. So the negativity is spreading so much. Now, the only way you can counter that is by how can you counter this negative energy? By positive energy. Absolutely, bang on. And that's the purpose of this particular session. How can we create this positive energy to counter all this negativity so that the world is a much better place to live in? Eh? What is all this? You said this is a personality development program. What all this? AI, positive energy. Sir, syllabus. Huh? Can you tell me something about your best friend? Whoever it is, I don't need to know who your best friend is. Just tell me something about him or her. You don't have any. Okay, tell me something about someone you know, whoever it is. Doesn't matter who it is. About any person that you know. Maybe your parents, maybe your brothers, siblings, maybe somebody else, uncle, aunt, whatever.
They help me in my studies.
They help you in your studies, okay? Then?
And if I'm in a bad mood, they'll let me.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕನ್ನಡ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಬೋತ್, ಆರ್ ಹಿಂದಿ, ಆರ್ ತೆಲುಗು, ಆರ್ ತಮಿಳ್. If you are in a bad mood, they come and console you or try to get you out of the bad mood. Okay? Good. Can you tell me something about someone you know?
Like what yours?
Anything. Nimishta. Our ಬಗ್ಗೆ.
They're there when I need them, and
They are there when you need them.
yeah.
Okay. Then?
Whether it's a good or a bad thing, that person will know everything.
Okay.
They share your pain and
They share your pain
happiness.
and happiness. Okay, great. Now, if you think about it, what does this tell you? It is telling you about that individual, something about that individual. Right? Who is this person? What type of a person is this person? And what does that mean? That is nothing but the personality of that individual, right? Now, this thing called personality, which we talk about so easily, what does it mean? What does it? One is, it is driven by certain actions that person is doing. But what drives those actions? Why is that person helping you when you are in need?
Because I matter to them and they matter to me.
Okay, because you matter to them and they matter to you. So it is based on certain belief system. The belief system that you matter to them. If they didn't believe that you matter to them, they would not have helped you. So all our actions or behavior is driven by our beliefs. And therefore, belief system and the mindset becomes a very important aspect of one's personality. It actually defines the personality. What are your beliefs? What are your what kind of mindset? What kind of skills? Now suppose I said Amitabh Bachchan. What comes to your mind? Height, tall, money. Then
He has a deep voice. He has a deep
deep voice. Memes, acting. Angry young man. Right? So, what this means is in your mind, the personality of Amitabh Bachchan is that of an angry young man. I know. In somebody else's mind, it is a rich man. Somebody said money. She said deep throated voice. So, when we talk of this personality, it is what you are. And how, why does it matter? Does it matter? Your personality? Does it matter? Will it feed you? Will it get you a job? Yes? How? How will it get you a job?
confidence depends on your personality. So eventually, if you're a good person and you're talkative, people would like you, and obviously people want interactive people, so you get job out there. Those are one of the qualities.
Okay. I give it to you, definitely. So you're saying the confidence that comes and it oozes out of your personality that, hey, this person is a very confident person. So I think he or she would be a great asset for the organization. So let's hire. You know, there was a survey done at World Economic Forum 2 years back where they surveyed 1,480 CEOs, Chief Executive Officers. They asked them only one question. Said, when you hire someone, what do you look for? How do you decide whether to hire this person or not? What do you think they said? Behavior, skills, character, mindset, character, mental health. Yeah. See, actually, if you saw, none of you guys said knowledge, none of you guys said marks. So, you're on the right track. The top three things that they said first was adaptability. That means how easily you adapt to situations. The second was creative problem solving. How creative are you at problem solving? And the third one was curiosity. Creative problem solving reminds me of one incident. You know, there's this company called Tata Steel. Any of you heard of this company? Very huge company. And it was one of the most important companies 50 years back, when still the IT revolution and all had not started, and it was like up there. And it had a chairman by name Rusi Modi, who was a no-nonsense guy, a hardcore taskmaster. Okay. Now, one day he was having a meeting with all the employees, and one worker got up, sir, I have a problem. Huh? What's your problem? The toilets are stinky. I can't use the toilet in the factory. It's so bad. So Rusi Modi calls the vice president of admin, someone, say, hey, what's happening? What do you want to do? Yes, sir. Give me 1 month time, sir, I'll fix it. This guy, 1 month? Okay, you can go. I'll handle it myself. What do you think he did? A very creative way of solving that problem. And he solved it in less than 24 hours. Any guesses? And he took the help of one carpenter to solve this. Huh? Carpenter. He removed the doors so that the stink comes out even more. Interesting. Very simple solution. There was one toilet for all the executives and there was one toilet for all the workers. He told this carpenter, remove that board of executive, put it here, remove this board of workers and put it there. That's all. 5 minutes. Problem solved. What do you think would have happened? What do you think would have happened? Chaos. Okay. And then? What do you think happened after that? He switched the toilets between the executives and the workers. Executives have no one to complain to. They have to fix it. So the guy who said, give me a month's time, got it done in a few hours. Because he now has to use the toilet himself. Right? So is the problem solved? He is shaking his head. No, why?
Honestly, because in that case now the executive is going through the same thing as the worker.
No, he is not going through, no? Because he has to go through. In order not to go through, he has got it cleaned. Is the problem solved? What do you think would happen in 2 weeks' time? Because now cleaning is happening only in this and not in that. So Rusi Modi was an intelligent guy. Then he told the carpenter every 2 weeks keep swapping the boards. So your job is that every 2 weeks you come, Monday morning change this board there and that board here, that's all. Problem permanently solved. Creative problem solving. He didn't have to fight with anyone, he didn't have to go after anyone, he didn't have to do some hard work. Creative problem solving. This is what the CEO said they are looking for. Now, what do you think influences this behavior, this personality? Whatever is the personality. What do you think influences? How does this personality form? Our surroundings, very, very important. Our vision towards a problem. I'm not talking of problem solving, I'm talking about any personality of an individual. What factors influence? Because each one of us is different, right? Huh? Upbringing. Excellent, sir. Both of them, I think. A big round of applause for them. You can at least cheer your friends. So, upbringing. What else? Yeah. Information they're exposed to. Okay, definitely. Which probably is a subset of the upbringing in the sense that your upbringing determines what you're exposed to, right? If you are raised in a city, you're exposed to certain things. If you're raised in a village, certain things. If you're raised in a slum, it is a very different thing and all that. Yeah. Experiences, absolutely. I think you guys can conduct this workshop here. You don't need me. Collective wisdom, I think, and you're done. Anything else anyone wants to add? Self-perception. Can you elaborate a bit? How a person thinks about themselves. Yeah, definitely it can influence one's personality. And I'm sure there are many more. I have kind of thought of 6 factors, 3 of which are in your control and 3 are not in your control. So upbringing, surely not in any of our control. I don't decide where I am born, right? And therefore, the upbringing makes a huge difference. I don't decide who my parents are. So, this upbringing is part of that. High impact events. There are certain events which happen in our lives sometimes, which have a significant, I would say, very high impact. Let's say someone who's young, 6 years old, and one of their parents dies in an accident. Now that can be a huge impact on one's life. You know, so these kind of events suddenly have the ability to alter one's personality. They are of such magnitude, those events. Like if I get caught in the war between Iran and Israel, and I am to spend 15 days in some hole in Iran, it can be a life-altering experience. It can change. I may come back a very different person. You know, vasanas are basically are traits which are very inherent to us, which we carry from birth to birth, several births, and these are called vasanas. So these are already deeply embedded in the subconscious mind from several births. So you really don't have much control in this current birth, but you have the ability to kind of keep trying to modify that a bit using the other aspects. Experiences, someone said, yes, they definitely have an impact. The kind of company that I keep matters. There's a saying, tell me your company and I'll tell you what? Fill in the blanks. Tell me your company and I'll tell you who you are. So tell me your company and I'll tell you who you are. That's the saying. And that's in today's context even more, because most people, or maybe all people your age, are more engaged with your peers. If I want to tell something to my son, the easiest way for me to communicate that is through his friend. So I'll have to call his friend and say, hey, by the way, please tell this guy not to do this. The chances are he'll listen to you. Very unlikely he'll listen to me. Sounds familiar? Yeah? I see everyone nodding their heads. Role models, again, because these days a lot of people want to emulate role models. I love Amitabh Bachchan, so I want to emulate whatever Amitabh Bachchan does. I love Virat Kohli, so I start getting aggressive. Huh? I got my exam paper. First question I got the correct. I got it. What I got? 1 mark. Huh? So, role models again play an important role in shaping our personality. But we are a combination of multiple things. One is our physical personality, two is the intellectual personality, three is our emotions, and fourth is a spiritual personality. So, unless all these four, we are a combination of all these four, it will be a different ratio for each of us. You know, can you tell me if this guy will be passed by your college? One back. This is a new word I learned today. So English, dubki. So you can't declare him pass. So you need all the four. You can't say, hey, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at my body. What was that? Oh, Shivaji Nagar. But my emotional quotient is 0. Hey, what's the use? Right? You need to have all the four and you need to have a balance of these four. Right? And that's what. So we'll look at each of these four aspects now. So let's first look at the physical aspect of any of us. So how do you think we can keep physically fit and active? Yoga, effort in what? Food we eat. Wow, sir, the most important thing, the food we eat. Sorry? What else? Make sure we move ourselves. You want to get up and walk now? No? Feel free if you feel like. Adequate sleep, yes. Very, very important part. Adequate sleep. That's one thing which many people neglect these days. Mindset, yeah. But a healthy body in a healthy mind. So, mindset is important. So, first and foremost is the food we consume. What type of food we eat? What are you saying, sir? Have you ever eaten chips? So tasty, sir. Why you tell me all this nonsense? Don't eat junk food and all. That is where life is. Huh? One packet of chips and I go to nirvana. Right? Is it correct? No? Maybe she's being very polite. So, first and foremost is having food in a timely manner. It's not that one day I have dinner at 7, the next day at 11, and the next day at 9, and whatever. Because I'm busy. How many of you don't have time to eat food on time? You. You don't have time to eat food on time. Because you put your hand. Let her speak for herself. Okay. So, whatever you eat in a timely manner. I think that's one important thing. Once you get that habit, two is decide what you eat also matters. It's fine once in a while to snack, to do this, but don't make it a habit. And I'm sure all of you know this. say, hey, you sound like my dad, yeah. Is that what you're all thinking? Huh? Eat more vegetables and fruits. Eek. Vegetable. Is that what you guys are thinking? Yeah. The thing is this. As you get familiar with that, you'll start liking things. So it's the initial first step that is the most difficult one. And after that, I'm sure it'll be fine. Why is the food so important? As is the food, so is the mind. Eh? Are you out of your mind? How can my mind depend on food? I function better, okay. But how does it matter what I eat? The same.
Sometimes if we eat, like, for example, I don't like Uppit. If I eat Uppit, I'll feel like, yo, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ Uppit ತಿನ್ನಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತು ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ if I eat Uppit, my favorite breakfast, I'll be okay. Sometimes.
ಓಕೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ತಿಂದರೆ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗೋಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ, ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಇಷ್ಟ ಉಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು. ಸೊ ನಂದು ರಿವರ್ಸು. ಯಾ ಸಾರಿ, ಸಮನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟೇ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡೀಪರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಟ್. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್, ನೀವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, which talks about the relationship between the type of food you eat and the type of thoughts you get. The food we eat gets digested. The physical food comes out as excreta. The subtle part of the food goes into the blood as nutrients and gets circulated and gives energy to the whole body. And there's an even more subtler part which goes to the brain. So the kind of thoughts that come to your mind is influenced by the type of food you eat. That's why it is said yatha anna tatha man. And this is ancient wisdom, but these days there's a lot of scientific research which has gone into this, which is saying exactly the same thing. And why is it important, my mind? Because all the thoughts that come are emanating from the mind. So what? But the thoughts will determine our actions. Can you think of doing any action without having thought about that? Did you think, what were you thinking before answering yes? So, always thoughts come first, actions follow. It's only animals which act instinctively. Once in a while, under extreme situations, even human beings act instinctively, especially in extreme pressure, in extreme danger, we all act instinctively. Like if I'm crossing a road and a bus is coming, they're full speed. I don't think, I just run. I don't say, okay, the bus is about 80 meters away, it is coming at 43 kilometers per hour, so how much time will it take to reach me? And nothing of that sort. Just run. Right? So sometimes we also behave instinctively, but most actions are preceded by thoughts, and therefore the thoughts are. And if you have an action which you keep doing again and again, what does it become? Habit. And when we talk of your personality, it is nothing but a sum total of your habits, which is your character. And your character determines your destiny. So if someone told you the type of food you eat will determine your destiny, say, hey, mental hospital goga. Huh? Oh, da. But you see the linkage here? So just think about this particular slide before you eat anything. Just remind yourself of this slide, that's all. Don't need to think also. Just remind yourself. And then decide what you want to eat. Up to you. Whatever you want to eat. So one part of a healthy body is the food. The second part is physical exercise. Someone already mentioned yoga, jogging, sports, walking. And here the key is, I'm sure you're saying, hey, all this we know here. You know, in Mahabharata, once Krishna went to Duryodhana and he started giving a lecture to Duryodhana saying, hey, you should not behave like this, you should not do this, this all. No. Then Duryodhana, hey, Krishna, saku, stop. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ನೀನು I know everything here. It's just that I can't do it, that's all. I'm just not able to do it. I know this bad, but I'll still do it. Why? Because I'm not able to control myself, that's all. So don't give me this lecture. I know all this. So some of you must be thinking similarly in your mind, hey, all this, yeah, I know, yeah. What are you talking? But the whole point is just to act like a alarm, reminder. It's not something which you don't know. I'm sure all of you know this. And one simple way is incrementalism. So you want to develop a new habit, but you're not able to, for whatever reason. Let's say you want to walk every day. But what's the most common excuse? No time. Correct, no time. No time. Who in this world has more than 24 hours in a day? No one. Who in this room is busier than the rest of the world? Meaning, the kind of work they have, there's nobody else in this world who has that kind of. I travel 50% of the month all over the country. Okay? And I work every day like in most people others. I come back by 7:30, whatever. Saturdays, Sundays, I'm busy with these kind of programs, whatever. Can you guess how much I would have walked in the last 1 year? Just take a guess. Huh? 4 lakh steps. 4 lakh steps, okay. I'm tracking kilometers, so I'll have to convert that. How much is 4 lakhs divided by 1400? Divided by 1400. Someone has a calculator. The maths teacher then. Okay. 285. Okay, that's a good guess. 285 kilometers. Any other guesses? 285 meters. I would have done that in this talk, walking up and down. In the last 1 year, I have walked 2,200 kilometers. Where there's a will, there's a way. If I have to take an early morning flight, I have to report at the airport 1.5 hours ahead. I keep walking up and down in the airport. That's my step count. So, if you are keen, you will find a way. Otherwise, you will find an excuse. Choice is yours. Right? Now, that is only half the story. The other half is not to have negativity. You know, there's one statement which says, help ever, hurt never. So if you just say help ever, it's only half. The other half is hurt never. So one is all the positivity. Second is remove all the negativity. Otherwise what will happen? Oh, I have so much positive, but I have so much negative. So net result is negative. So this is very important. Which out of these three is the most difficult one? Huh? Phone. Ah. How many of you have this habit that for some particular amount of time every day I will not touch my phone? As they say, upvas, phone upvas. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. That's great. You're on the right track. Now, those who are already doing, try to practice incrementalism, which is if you are currently not using it for 30 minutes a day, try to increase to 35 minutes. Once you get used to 35, make it 40, and so on. And you will find it very easy not to use your phone for 1.5 hours, 1 year from today. And those who have not yet started, just try it. I can tell you, you will get addicted to that habit of not using the phone. That's a great addiction to have. So, how many of you here support RCB? ಈ ಸಲ ಕಪ್ ನಮ್ದೇ ನಮ್ದು. What is unique about RCB at this point in time? They did not give up. Stronger team. There's something unique which no other team can boast of. Fan base. Others don't have fan base? Loyal. ಏ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನೀನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. It's a beer company. So the thing is, this is the only franchise which currently holds both the cups, men and women. Huh? Oh, yeah. How did we win the women's championship? Anyone he saw? Huh? Bribery. Who was instrumental in us winning the finals? Shreyanka Patil. Who's the captain? Smriti Mandana was instrumental. She scored 81 or 42 balls in the finals. But so what? So many people have scored in big games. Sanju Samson scored now in the finals of World Cup. So many others. What is special about this?
She was sick.
Previous night she had 103 temperature. Next day morning she got up, took some medicine, went and smashed 81 or 42. Now, that's not something easy. So that calls for a lot of physical quotient, physical fitness, So she was a great example of physical quotient. Any of you heard of this girl? No? You want to know her story? Yes, no? So Arunima Sinha was a volleyball player. One day she was traveling in a train in Uttar Pradesh when some robbers entered the train and tried to rob her. Now, being an athlete, she decided to fight back. And what happened? There were 3 of them, I think, robbers. They picked her up and threw her out of the train. The train is running train. Just chucked her out. Is that bad enough? Huh? And then what happens? A train comes and goes over her leg. And the leg is cut. Is that bad enough? No. She's lying there for 6 hours. Nobody's seen her. Bleeding. A train went over your leg. Is that bad enough? There are some stray dogs roaming nearby. Is it bad enough? Early morning, some passers-by notice and pick her up and take her to the hospital. What hospital? The government hospital in the nearby. And what does the doctor say? Hey, you need a surgery immediately. But I'm sorry, we don't have anesthesia in our hospital. Is it bad enough? What does she do? You don't have anesthesia. What choice do I have? I'm lying there on an operation theatre table, my leg cut. Doctor says there's no anesthesia. Okay, go ahead, do the surgery without anesthesia. Is that bad enough? And then by then the media has picked it up as a story. And because of the media pressure, she is shifted to All India Institute of Medical Sciences, where her recovery starts. 6 months it took to recover from that. And they had to put a prosthetic leg. Can be very painful, prosthetic legs, artificial legs. So, can you imagine what is going on through her mind? God forbid this should not happen to anyone, but if one of us were in her place, what would we be thinking about? Huh? Giving up. There's nothing to give up. You are helpless. You just, why did this happen to me? So many, full of negative thoughts. You know what was going on in her mind? She said, I want to climb Mount Everest. That is what was going on in her mind. Can you imagine? She is lying there on the hospital bed, one leg cut, struggling to even stand, get up. And she's saying, I want to climb Mount Everest. And she eventually became the first woman amputee to climb Mount Everest. Now imagine the resilience, the physical strength, the emotional strength of this lady. Unparalleled. You go back, Google Arunima Sinha, and you'll find so many YouTube videos about her, she herself narrating her story, everything. mind boggling. And all this came from a combination of her physical quotient, emotional quotient, and possibly her spiritual quotient also. So it's so very, very important, these things. And when I talked of life altering events, this is one. It can completely change one's view of life, perspective of life, and can alter personality like anything. Right? So, I think there's huge amount of takeaway from this in terms of. So, if I go back to that McKinsey survey of 1480 CEOs, I would say I would hire her first for any job. I don't care whether she has any knowledge. That I'll take care. But she has everything else required. So I'll just pause if any of you want to share your thoughts, any comments, or you have a question to ask, whatever. Can I request you to sit here, if you don't mind? Only you. Or one of you. So any thoughts or any questions on whatever we discussed so far? Anything about whatever we discussed so far about Arunima, about the physical quotient, whatever personality, anything that you feel like sharing or you want to ask? If there's anything.
How do you overcome such a thing and build the willpower?
Okay, I can only tell you theoretically because I haven't gone through that experience, frankly. I think Arunima Sinha would be the right person to answer that question. But the whole purpose of this session is one small step in that direction. That how do you have an integrated personality which is a combination of all these things? So when we get into emotional personality, then you will probably will discuss a few other aspects, because this is all in the mind. Of course, there's a lot of physical effort. One can't deny that. But that's not, as in mathematics they say, there's something called necessary condition and something called, what else? Sufficient condition. Maths, sir. We studied in school, forgot. Necessary condition and sufficient condition. So the physical quotient is a necessary condition but not a sufficient condition. It has to be accompanied by the other things for it to become sufficient. Okay. So when we talk of IQ or intellectual, what comes to mind? First, what is the image that comes? If you say somebody has high IQ, how smart they are. Albert Einstein says, how smart they are. So we normally associate IQ with knowledge, right? But it's not knowledge about. It's a lot about your, actually what they test in IQ is verbal comprehension, how easily you understand things. Working memory, how good is your memory? Perceptual reasoning, are you able to think logically and say, hey, after this is a logical movement. And then the speed, while you do all this, how quickly can you do it? Right? Now, when you talk of knowledge, like I said, when I asked, none of us spoke about knowledge being so important as the other aspects in a personality. And here it's more about how you apply that knowledge rather than the knowledge itself. Because knowledge today is freely available. You can get it, Google, you don't need to remember things. Whenever you need, it's available. at your beck and call. But if you don't understand that, if you don't know how to apply that, then you have a problem. So how can I improve my IQ? Any thoughts? How can one improve the IQ? Huh? Solving problems. Good. Communication. Huh? Challenging yourself. In what way will you challenge yourself?
Taking up higher level of problem solving questions and brainstorming.
Taking up higher level of problem solving questions and brainstorming. Excellent. Ha, bang on. You know, the brain has millions and millions and millions of neurons, and they're constantly, connecting. The more connections you're able to make, the more active the brain is. And the brain likes something new. So, the first thing that you can do to stimulate your brain is try out new things. Something very different you've not done before. For example, start learning some language which you don't know. Okay? So that is how you train your brain, cognitive training, by trying out something very different. Okay? Let's say I've never rolled a chapati in my life. Okay, today let me go and try to roll a chapati. I will try for a perfect round. I know it will come amoeboid in shape. But it's fine. So try something new, totally new. The second is your lifestyle and your physical health has a big impact on your IQ, whether you like it or not. And we discussed healthy body in a healthy mind and how the food affects your mind, etc. Third thing is an interesting thing. Do things very differently. Change your routine. So, if you are daily coming to college in a particular route, change your route. No, you still come. Change your route, come in a different route. Okay. Simple things like that. And you'll see that the brain is stimulated by that because brain is looking for something different. So whatever you're doing, you can continue doing that but slightly differently. You get off one stop before and walk. You will notice so many new things in that one stop. Try eating with your left hand if you are a right-hander. There's so many things you can think of every day, but just try and see. I can guarantee you. Fourth is a growth mindset, which is looking at things in a very positive manner. Somebody already mentioned that positive mindset. The typical example is of a glass half full or half empty. There are some people who say the glass is half empty, which means their focus is on the emptiness. There's somebody who says glass is half full, which means that they are seeing what is there and focus is on what is there. And that's the positivity, the positive. Because more often than not, many times, we start with, okay, no, this is not possible because of A, B, C, D, E, F. But same thing if you say, this is possible if we can do A, B, C, D, E, F, you are almost saying the same thing, but you are looking at it very differently. Right? Read. How many of you read other than your textbooks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's pretty good by today's standards, because reading as a habit is dying rapidly. And reading can stimulate like nothing else. And I tell you this by experience. So,
Those who have not started, try it out. Then you will get addicted to it. So, the IQ is not just about mastering some knowledge. It is about application of that knowledge. How do you apply that? And how do you use it in your day-to-day life? That is fundamentally what it is. So if an exam is testing only your knowledge, frankly, it's not testing intelligence. And there is a difference between knowledge and intelligence. Can someone tell me what's the difference between wisdom and knowledge? Wisdom comes from experience, knowledge comes from reading. So it's knowledge is more information. Okay. Ha! Everybody can give wisdom. अरे यार, we are all Maharathis. अरे ज्ञान देने में क्या है? I can, so long as you don't ask me to do it, I can give lectures. I am full of wisdom. What is tomato? Fruit or vegetable? Huh? How do you know it's fruit? Huh? Because it becomes? Sorry? Oh, if it has citrus, it's a fruit. Oh. Wow. We are getting new definitions of fruits. And what's the difference between a fruit and a vegetable? Fruit is a fruit, vegetable is a vegetable. Yeah. Ashtu gottilla. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮರ್ತೋದ್ರಾ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು? Fruit comes from a flower. There's a natural process. A flower turns into a fruit. So, knowledge is that knowing that tomato is a fruit is knowledge. And not using it in fruit salad is wisdom. Now you would have got the difference between the two. So let's just listen to this. Can we have the lights back, please? So the last lines gave us a message, but is there anything else other than that we can learn from this? Sorry? There's hope. Sometimes you need to trust your instincts. So who trusted whose instincts? The mother trusted her instincts. Okay. Belief. Okay. Anything else? Confidence. Who was confident and why? Mother was confident. Okay. She believed in her son. Positivity. Sorry. Yeah. So I think everything that you said is definitely very valid. How often do we judge people? Huh? Every day, every moment. Hey, this person is a Buddhu, doesn't know anything. Or this person is very intelligent. Or this person is. Now, the teacher made a judgment. Right? But Edison turned out to be one of the geniuses of the world. We would have been in darkness today but for him. Right? So, there are multiple messages in this. One is not to be judgmental. Two is assuming the teacher was correct. Let's assume for a moment. It also means that IQ is not something which is either there or not there by birth. It's something which you can build, you can develop. It's not too late. And the third very important message for me in this is the role that mothers have played in the lives of so many successful people. But for his mother, Edison would not have been what he was. And history is replete with examples of mothers who have shaped not just their children, but nations. Anyone knows the story of Mahatma Gandhi? How he was shaped by his mother? Anyone knows of the story? Why did Mahatma Gandhi start adhering to truth? Or what changed in his life that is? Sorry? He once stole money. He was smoking. Okay. Okay. It's possible, I don't know. I haven't read about those. But what actually happened is, Mahatma Gandhi's mother had this habit every day that she would have her breakfast or her first morsel of food after a cuckoo coos, only after that. And this particular day, the cuckoo didn't turn up. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, still. Mahatma Gandhi was worried. His mother had not eaten. So he ran into the garden, hid behind a tree and cooed like a cuckoo. And then he came back running and told his mom, Mom, the cuckoo has cooed. Please eat. His intention was very good. And you know what was the reply of his mother? I'm ashamed that I have given birth to a son like you who tells lies. Because she had seen him doing it. That was her response. That day, he decided that he would never ever utter a lie in his life. And you see, it has shaped nations. So the role that mothers play is so important. And we normally don't give the credit that is due. It may be one small thing sometime in my whole life, but that can be life altering. And that's the third message for me in this particular thing. So we'll move on. So now we move to the emotional aspect of our personality. What kind of emotions do you guys undergo? Everything. Name some. Arre baapre, she has a long list. Frustration, failure, happiness, trust. So I'm sure all of us go through different emotions at different points in time every day. Right? So what? It's common, yeah. Everybody goes through that. Big deal. What's this? I think the important aspect is how do you handle your emotions? And these days there's so much of talk about mental health being so important, etc. And why is that? Because of our inability to handle our emotions. So let's take one emotion called anger. How do you think we can handle anger? Don't be angry. I wish it was so simple. Can we say, okay, from today none of us will get angry? So we are bound to get angry. So how do we handle the anger? Walk few steps or drink water. Excellent. Deep exhalation. Try to distract yourself. I think that deserves a round of applause and probably a 5-star. Try to distract yourself. See, the thing is this. There are a lot of things. So you said deep exhalation. Yes. But when you are in a fit of anger, can you suddenly say, hey, wait, let me exhale first. I want to do some pranayama, then I'll take care of you. Huh? Unlikely, right? Very unlikely. So it also has to be something practically possible. It should be possible. And what is possible? Like I said, walk a few steps, which is nothing but distracting yourself. So you walk away from that place. Because if you remain there, you are bound to express your anger. You will react. Drink some water, it will cool you down. But you may not have a glass of water ready there waiting whenever you get angry, right? So, find a way of distracting, and the easiest way is what is said, just walk away from there. You know, there are 2 sense organs. How many sense organs do we have? 5. Out of which 2 have doors. Huh? Which ones? Eyes and ears. Nose. Nose has a door. Eyes and mouth. You can shut both of them whenever you want. Or open them. And it's for a reason. Because these are the 2 most impactful sense organs. And that's why we've been given doors. So that you can decide, enough's enough. Let me shut my mouth. So when you're angry, just shut your mouth. But what? You must be mad. How is it possible? एक मारो पकड़ के साला. Huh? Right? That's why walk away. Then you can box in the air, imagining that you're boxing that person. See, it's very important. You know, once I had this thing at work. There was some issue at work. And there was this guy who sent me an email with a copy to 20 people saying, Baga, you are the cause of this. Because of you, this problem has come. I got very angry because I was nowhere linked to that at all. I put reply to all and blasted like anything. Then the guy just picks up the phone. I was in Singapore and this guy was the country manager of Indonesia. He just picks up the phone and says, Sai, why do you want to burn bridges? And then put the phone down. That's all. Just one line. No conversation. Why do you want to burn bridges? Relationships. Bridges is nothing but. And that got me thinking. And from that day, when I get angry, I reply to the message, but I don't send it. I put it in the draft folder. After 2 hours, I go back and see that email. And invariably, I have changed 50% of the mail. No, delete this line, it doesn't look nice. No, change this word, this is very harsh, let me put it this way. No, I think this. 50% of the email was changed. So that was how I managed my anger. And I'm sure, so in a way, I ran away from that because I put it in draft folders and went off for 2 hours. I didn't think about it at all. Doing something else. Distraction. I distracted myself from that email. So, it's very important not to open your mouth when you're angry. You can do a lot of harm to yourself and to others. And in these days, open your mouth is also equivalent to sending a WhatsApp message or typing an email or something on Instagram or whatever. It's all part of the response thing. And the same thing applies to what other emotion? Joy. Don't open your mouth when you're extremely happy. You will end up committing so many things which later on you say, Arey, how can I do all this here? Huh? So many things you will promise. Full khushi. Arey, I am the king. Jo chahiye bolo. Yeah, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಮಾಡೋಣ sir, no problem. And then afterwards, when that joy has subsided and you come back to planet Earth, that's so how you manage ego or anger or happiness or anything else is very important, because those emotions are bound to come. They will. How you handle them. So if you look back to Arunima Sinha's story, how did she manage her anger? Her frustration was very different from how did Edison's mother manage her frustration, her disappointment. But if you see, in both, the common thread is their ability to manage their emotions and not react. And I would say this is the single most important thing today for all of us. You know. And these are some of the things which tell us whether we are on the right track or not. patience. Why do you think today patience is at a premium? A lot of us don't have patience. Why? We want everything to be done quickly. We are in this world of instant gratification. Everything is instant. Instant noodles, instant tea, instant coffee, instant exam. Sir, one question, you give 1 mark and we'll finish. Go. Everything on instant. Why? No time. Why no time? Everybody had 24 hours even earlier. Even today we have 24 hours. In fact, there are a lot of things where time has been compressed. Travel time is compressed big time. So many other things because of development of technology, and we still don't have time. So try shunning instant things. Just try and see. Today, if you want to make a cup of tea for yourself, try not to use a tea bag. Say, no, I'll take tea leaves and I'll boil them and I'll some nice aroma I'll do it. Try something different. You feel hungry, you want to snack, don't say, let me quickly make Maggie and eat. So try something else which takes a little more time. I can assure you it will help you build your patience. And patience today is a virtue. It's extremely important. I'll just touch upon another thing called empathetic. What is empathy? What does it mean? Anyone? How is it different from sympathy? Pitying someone. So you're saying sympathy is just words. Okay. And what is empathy?
You're exactly experiencing what that experience.
Excellent. Both of them said the same thing and absolutely right. Sympathy and empathy. Empathy is putting yourself in the other person's shoes. You're actually experiencing it. There was this person, his name is Sadanand Vishwanath, not the cricketer. And he was once with Mother Teresa. He came from the US, he was there and then he was telling her, there is this slum and I want to do something. Then she asked him, what do you want to do? He said something and then she said, what do you know about the slum? Then he told a few things. He said, all this nonsense. What are you telling? It's of no use. Where is the empathy? You know what this guy did? He was staying in a 5-star hotel. He checked out and went and lived in that slum for 1 month with exactly the amount which is average income of a slum dweller. Whatever. If it was 90 rupees, he said, I will not spend more than 90 rupees. Whatever. After that, I'll be hungry or I'll whatever. So he stayed there with that as a budget, though he is a rich. Because he said, I want to experience what these people go through every day. Then I can do the right thing for them. Now that's the highest level of empathy. It's not getting something from the books. And all these are real life incidents. I'm not making up anything. So if I want to empathize with someone, I better experience that. Of course, there are situations where you can't really experience. Like, I can't empathize with Arunima Sinha. I can't go and lie down on the track and say, one train, let it go on my foot. Obviously, that would be meaningless to do. But in general, you get a hang of what is empathy and what is sympathy. and empathy is far, far more. And to have a very strong emotional balance, empathy plays a very, very important role. Somebody talks of creative problem solving, you cannot do that without empathy. That is what Vishwanath did. He said, I'll go live there. Then I will come up with ideas on what to do. Obviously, his solutions would have been far better than what they would have been if he hadn't stayed there. Right? So, how can I improve? We saw how we can improve physical quotient, how we can improve emotional quotient, how we can improve, intelligence quotient, and this is about emotional quotient. And these are things I'm sure you understand. Enthusiasm. The place where I work, we say that if I want to hire someone in my company, I say you need only 1 degree. If you have that, I'll hire you, otherwise I don't. And that degree is called BEE. Can you guess what it is? Being extremely enthusiastic. You're pretty close. B is a standard thing, bachelor, like you have BSc, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts. So this is also Bachelor of Extreme Emotions. My goodness, I'll be a wreck. Bachelor of Energy and Enthusiasm. Basically, if you have that, if you have the fire in the belly, rest will take care. We'll train you, no problem. But that's what I need. So, enthusiasm is something very, very important to get that emotional balance, as you say. Perseverance. What does perseverance mean? Keep trying, yeah. Until failure. So keep trying even if you are successful until you fail. Until you meet your goal. Yep. So if you see earlier, Arunima Sinha had so much of perseverance. Several times she could not even walk, she just stood and she fell. Just couldn't even put one step forward in the beginning for days. But eventually she climbed Mount Everest. Perseverance, one of the key aspects there. Discrimination, we spoke about wisdom and knowledge, right? Tomato. Remember? Yeah. Strength, etc. Now, let's just see how you can manage your emotion. Who's this guy? Anyone can guess? Cool captain. Huh? Dhoni. Captain Cool.
How do you keep yourself so cool?
Very simple, don't think about the result. It's a result that puts pressure on us. You know, what if this happens? What if we don't win the game? What if we don't get selected? But again, worry about the controllables, and whatever the controllables are, we take care of it, we'll get the desired result. If we don't get the desired result, we'll improve. We'll change our plans, we'll execute better, and we'll get a chance to prove ourselves again. Thinking about the result never gives you result. Yes, you may have a target in mind, but what is more important is to take care of the small steps in life, what needs to be done, what I am supposed to do, what extra I can do, and that will help us achieve the target.
There you go. What can you control? Focus on that, the controllables. How often do we think of all the things that we can't control and keep worrying about them? Sorry? Very often. Absolutely. So the key to emotional stability is focus on what you can control. and work on them. What you cannot control, don't even bother, because there's nothing you can do about it. And if you look back at many situations where you probably felt that you were not able to control your emotions, you will probably jump to the conclusion that you are focusing on what you cannot control rather than what you can. Can you control the other person's reaction? No. But can you control yourself in the sense that you can ensure you walk away from that place? That's within your control. So as simple as that. So focus on the controllables. That's one simple mantra that Dhoni has given us. Okay. So we'll move to the last part of the 4 pillars, which is, what is the 4th one? Spiritual quotient.
Keep yourself so cool. How do you
Very
keep
simple.
yourself
Don't think
so
about the
cool?
result. It's a result that.
Sorry, I think it has to.
How do you keep yourself so cool?
Okay. So what's spirituality? The answer is in the slide. But you may have a different version of that. What is your understanding of spirituality? Can I get an answer from you? What, in your view, is spirituality? To believe. Okay. Physical and mental dimensions. Okay. About that. You've been very silent. What does spirituality mean to you? Whatever. When we say spirituality, what is the image that comes to your mind? Huh. So if we say this person is very spiritual, then what is the image that comes to your mind?
You can control his mind.
Can control his mind. Okay. Connect with yourself with the universe. Wow. So what comes to your mind? ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ? ಯಾರು ಇವರು ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ಲು ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇಮೇಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Something unique. Okay.
Something nobody has.
He has something nobody has. Wow. Interesting. What do you feel? Spiritual. ಇವಳು ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ಲು ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದು? ಇಮೇಜ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಸೇ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್? ಏನೋ ಯುನೀಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಥರ. It's interesting that none of you said, wow. Give him a big hand. So, I'll come back to that. It's very interesting that none of you said it's about doing puja, doing meditation, doing this, that. That is not what comes to mind when we say so. So it's very interesting. So if you see, there are 2 pictures of cleaning. So spirituality is nothing but cleaning. Cleaning what? Cleaning our mind. And cleaning our mind of what? Of all the animal qualities. That's it. Spirituality is just cleaning the mind, scrubbing it properly, removing all the animal qualities. What are the animal qualities? Anger, jealousy, pride, ego, dishonesty, hatred. So in Sanskrit, they talk of 6 qualities which are animal qualities: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha, matsarya. Now, this is what same thing as what we said in English. Now, if we can get rid of those, then you have an absolutely balanced spiritual quotient. And spirituality is nothing but just getting rid of those, nothing else. You can follow any path you want to get rid of them. But that is all. And once you get rid of them, then your focus is on others, not about yourself. That is the ultimate proof of a spiritual person, that this person is always thinking about others, not about himself or herself. So you can develop that through these, and service to society is one of the easiest way of developing this, because we said end goal is thinking of others, and when you serve society, you are always thinking of others. You are not thinking of yourself. And that's the only reason why you would serve, otherwise you won't serve. Because you want to do something for the benefit of others. You know Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? Heard of him? So this person, he was extremely energetic even when he was in his 70s. So reporter asked him, what is the secret behind your energy? Standard question, right? But his reply was something very different. He said, I am constantly thinking of what I can do for others. And that is what gives me my energy. This is what he said. You know how he passed away? While giving a speech at IIM Guwahati, Indian Institute of Management Guwahati, while giving a lecture. So he was working till his last breath, because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to serve society. And that's a life completely fulfilled, that he didn't waste even a minute. He died giving that talk. While giving that talk, he just collapsed and died. So such is the level of spirituality of Abdul Kalam. Now, we talk of left brain, right brain. We say intelligent people use their left brain, creative people use their right brain, and all this, which there is meaning in that. And your spiritual quotient is trying to balance these two and harmonize these two. And that's why that becomes very important along with these two. Now we'll quickly look at this, something which you can go through, pretty simple, straightforward, easy to understand. I guess it doesn't need any explanation. I just want to, this guy by name Hara, I would say is one of the most spiritual persons. And to know why, just listen to this.
This Japanese engineer gave away $1 trillion idea for free. 1992, Japan. Workers at Toyota factories are scanning 10 different barcodes just to track one car part. They're exhausted. The system is broken. Meet Masahiro Hara, a quiet 35-year-old engineer who loves playing Go during lunch breaks. While everyone else is complaining about the problem, he's staring at those black and white stones on the game board. Then it hits him. What if codes could work like Go? Not just left to right, but up and down too. More information, same space. For 6 months, Hara obsessively studies every piece of printed material he can find. Magazines, newspapers, flyers. He's hunting for the perfect pattern that scanners will never confuse with random text. Finally, he cracks it, the magic ratio, 3 small squares that can be read from any angle, instantly. In 1994, the QR code is born. His company wants to patent everything and charge royalties. Here's where Hara makes the decision that shocks everyone. He gives it away, completely free, no licensing fees, nothing. His colleagues think he's lost his mind, but Hara believes something bigger. If you want to change the world, you don't own it, you share it. Fast forward to today. QR codes process over 2 billion transactions daily in China alone. The global QR payment market, $35 billion and growing. That free decision just created the foundation of our cashless world. Sometimes the biggest wins come from giving everything away.
So can you imagine how much money this guy would have made if he charged 1 paisa per transaction? Just 1 paisa. And he gave it away free. He said, no, I want to change the world. Because he was thinking about others, he was not thinking about himself. Polio vaccine is another great example of this. I think these people are far more spiritually evolved than anybody else. Because they're constantly thinking of what can I do for others, not how can I become rich, how can I fill my pockets, how can I fill my coffers, is not what they're thinking about. And that's at the core of the personality. So if someone asks you to describe personality of Hara, it's very easy and simple how you will describe this person. So he had tremendous intelligence quotient because he figured this out. And how did he figure out? During lunch break. He didn't spend extra time during work hours. During lunch break, while playing some games, he figured out this. So very good intelligence quotient. Amazing spiritual quotient. He said nothing doing, no patent. Give it away free. Let everyone enjoy. How many people can claim to be like that today? That is positive energy. Positive energy in abundance. Each one of us uses this QR code every day, right? Multiple times. And imagine if you had to pay for using the QR code. Maybe we would have used it far less. Right? So,
Then
so we spoke of 4 components of a personality, the 4 pillars. The physical pillar, which is dependent on the food and the exercises, etc., which we all get at home. Intelligence pillar, a lot of it comes at our college and in our interaction with others. What are the other 2? What are the other 2 pillars? Emotional and spiritual. So the place where I come from, the Sri Satya Sai Seva organization, has a lot of programs to support on this front, on the emotional and spiritual quotient. For those of you who are interested, we can surely discuss. But it's very important that you have all the 4 pillars, the right balance of these 4 for an integrated personality. And how do I know when I get there? I will normally have a smile on my face always. If you ever observed Abdul Kalam, he's always smiling. There are some people who are always smiling, right? You will have a prayer on your lips. This means that you're always thinking about others The prayer is for others, not for yourself. Love in your heart and service with your hands. So, you find these four in you, you know your home. Right? These are manifestations of your personality. And I take this opportunity to thank each one of you for your wonderful participation. I know it's very difficult to sit through something post lunch, but you've been an amazing audience. Thank you so much. I hope you carry away at least one point from this session, but you will benefit only if you actually try to do it. Otherwise, it's only intellectual. It doesn't translate finally to your personality. It's only awareness. So please do try at least one element of whatever we discussed today. And I can assure you that it would be time well spent, effort well spent, and something which will help you develop your personality. And if you develop your personality, you're going to find it much more easy to find a job. The market is pretty tough out there. So before we leave, I would request everyone to stand up, kindly stand up. And it's nice to stand up after a good nap. Collectively, let's take this pledge to fill this whole world with a lot of positivity and positive energy. And I would request everyone to repeat after me. I pledge to do the following. From now on, I will focus on improving myself to gain an integrated personality. I am keen and serious about my self-development in all spheres of life. Firstly, I shall improve my physical health with healthy food habits, physical exercises like jogging, sports and yoga. I shall not fall prey to negative habits like smoking and drinking, which will affect my physical health. Secondly, I shall improve my intellectual and emotional personality with good behavior, manners, etiquette, communication, and also develop a positive attitude in life. I shall respect my parents and teachers who guide me to success. I shall also improve my spiritual quotient by regular prayer and meditation prescribed per my faith, which will help me develop qualities like compassion, caring and sharing. I shall also practice human values like truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence in all aspects of my life, and lead an ethical and morally upright life. Finally, I shall, to the best of my ability, participate in social service activities which will help my society and my nation. Thank you very much, and I take this opportunity to thank the management of this institution, the principal, the staff, everyone for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And again, thanks to all of you for being a lovely audience. Greatly appreciate that, and all the best in your life. Thank you.
Guys, please be seated. Just for 2 more minutes. I hope you had a wonderful session. Quite interactive one. So it's my honor to deliver the vote of thanks. On behalf of everyone present here and on behalf of our college, I extend our heartfelt thanks to Sri Sai Chandrasekhar and HV Kiran sir for your immense presence and contribution. So your words have reminded us of importance of compassion, optimism and service in our lives. So we thank you for your presence in our college, sir. It was very great having you here. Thank you, sir. Thank you